You think you have time, but 2026 is literally basically 60 days away, so we need to start stepping it up now. If you knew you could completely change your mindset, your body, your habits, and your entire life by the end of this year, stepping into 2026, would you do it? This is what is going to lay the foundation for the beginning of the year. Let's not wait until New Year's. Let's get into it. This is one of my favorite subjects, so let's just buckle in, y'all. Welcome back to the Stella podcast, y'all, the podcast where we learn how to be our best selves. We have some laughs, we have some realizations. Don't forget to follow for weekly episodes, new episodes every Thursday, and daily posts on my IG. Before we continue, I want to shout out HelloFresh. Y'all already know how much I love HelloFresh. If you are a busy girly, you know how hard it can be to try to eat healthy and also maintain your busy schedule. Luckily, HelloFresh has ready-made meals that literally take minutes to put together. They have everything from fresh, new, exciting recipes you will not get sick of that you can prepare and cook with all the ingredients they give you, and they also have ready-made meals that you can literally just pop in the microwave, heat up, and it's ready. Right now, you can get up to 10 free meals as well as free breakfast for life if you use my code and link. So definitely take advantage of this offer because it is not going to be here forever. I have talked a lot on this podcast about coming up with your ideal vision of yourself, your life, whatever it is specifically you're focusing right now on in this era of your life, whether it's your career, relationships, creatively, spiritually, getting yourself out of a slump. I feel like we're always kind of going through a different phase. That's kind of the beauty of life. And I think that's what makes self-improvement and self-discovery so exciting, is there's always a new layer of ourselves we can discover. It's not like the point of all of this is just, oh, finally one day I'll be perfect or I won't have any issues or like any problems. Obviously, we would love to have a pretty relaxing life, but just in general, a lot of things are out of our control. We're always in a different season. You know, that's the beauty and the curse, honestly, of life, is like things are always changing. So it's just always about asking yourself, what do I need now? Whether it's in this moment or today or just in this season of my life, what do I need more of or less of to kind of try to restore that equilibrium and feel normal. I have like an inside joke with myself. I will imagine self-help books and I don't know why I will just think of this and like make myself laugh, but it's like imagine reading a book and it's like becoming normal, my story. Like low-key, some of these self-help books sound like that. It's like overcoming psychosis, my journey to discovering myself. Anyway, so today I want to focus specifically on those daily habits that are going to help you restore that balance. And maybe not all of these are what you need right now in this era and season of your life. Take what you will from it. Maybe leave your tips and tricks and daily habits down below. But I wanted to share some things that have really worked for me that I feel like some of them are a little niche and it's not like your everyday chat GPT list of like self-help. Like it's like coming from me herself. So one of the main questions I get, like literally in real life as a person and like online, is how do I wake up so early? How am I so productive? I think one of the main things or mindset hacks, if you will, that keep me on top of things and like keep the ball rolling and like be able to go to the gym and like meal prep and like just be ahead, feel like I'm ahead, is I always think of my future self. So a huge example of this, I know we all, for the most part, we all have like dishes to do at the end of the night, or we all need to floss before bed. And sometimes it's like you're in your bed or you're on the couch and you're just comfy and you're scrolling on your phone, and that's like the last thing you want to do is get up and wash the dishes or floss or wash your face. What I have always done, what has helped me, is imagining my future self. Like if there's dishes, don't get me wrong, if like I'm exhausted and it's literally like I will do it tomorrow when I have a fresh coffee in my hand, like I definitely have moments like that as well. But day to day, more times than not, I'm like, okay, would I rather get up and do this and then I wake up and the kitchen's clean and I can start my day fresh and I don't have that like just annoyance first thing in the morning? Or would I rather have the annoyance? And you have to basically train your brain to care for your future self more. And that doesn't mean like obviously don't take that out of context. That doesn't mean like deny yourself pleasure in the moment or like you can never be happy in the moment or you can never allow yourself a chance to relax. Obviously know yourself. Like I said, sometimes I'm exhausted. It's like, I'm gonna leave the dishes. And especially if you live alone, that's your prerogative. You can choose to do that. If you have roommates, do not be rude. Do your dishes. That's like rude. But just it's like know yourself. You know, when you get in the habit of just doing it, getting it over with, don't allow yourself time to think about it too much. Like just get up and force yourself and just do it. You're going to be so glad and your future self will thank you. And I think it was actually in a Tony Robbins book, which I don't really follow him now, but I remember back in the day I read one of his books. And something that always stuck with me was like the pain of, I forget the exact quote, but it's basically like the pain of staying the same has to be more than the pain or fear of change or like getting up and putting in action. Like you have to get to that point. You can literally apply that to doing the dishes at the end of the night, or you can apply that to getting yourself out of a bad situation, quitting your job that you really don't like, embarking on an adventure, like taking a leap of faith where you're not sure, but like something in you is like, no, we need this change. So something that also aligns with this, one time I went on a date with this guy. He was quite a few years older than me. And I don't know, I was just kind of like on Hinge and I was like, sure, let's just like see. It was a nice dinner, whatever. This guy was not it. Like he was actually super annoying, like just classic, I can see why you're single at this age. He was talking about his mom or something. But he was like, my mom always told me if you can get it done now, do it now because something always comes up. Like, there's always going to be something in the way of like doing something. So if you have the time to do it now, just do it now. And honestly, like, sudden moment of wisdom because nothing else he said was like that good. Like, nothing else was profound. Nothing else was like, oh, this guy's like smart. Like, it was literally like not a good time, except that little nugget. And that's really stuck with me. Like, it's I don't know why. It's like always the dishes. I don't have a dishwasher now. So it's just like I always have to do the dishes. It's like, okay, like what if I wake up late? What if like something comes up? What if I need this dish in the morning and then I have to wash it? You know what I mean? Like something could always come up. So if you have like an errand, if you have something you've been putting off, like you're procrastinating on, just get it done now. So another big thing I try to do every day if the opportunity presents itself. Let me back up. I feel like a lot of the girlies, a lot of women, we deal with people pleasing and not speaking up about stuff. Like, I don't know, for example, for myself, it's like, I think honestly, a big example for everyone is like, if you feel like you have to pee, like you wait, or like if you're on an airplane and you're in the middle or like the window seat, you feel like bad asking people to get up. But in these instances, if you want to like ask someone for something or you have to excuse yourself to go to the bathroom or like they get your order wrong and you have to like low key ask them to change it, but you kind of feel bad. It's like acting on it as soon as you feel like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, or oh, like I want someone to open the window, or I want them to do this. Like, as soon as you feel the urge, acting on it. Obviously, this advice is not for everyone. Like, obviously, some people need to think before they speak, but I don't know about you. I will like overthink everything, and sometimes I try to like in the past and even now, it's like I'll try to wait for the perfect moment to like ask or excuse myself. Obviously, sometimes that's necessary, and you need to learn how to read the room, and you like need to read the room. But in a lot of instances, there's like no need. And I feel like doing this just builds a lot of self-trust and just strengthens your mind-body connection and therefore strengthens your intuition and your body is able to communicate with you more when it knows you're going to listen. I read this book called The Gift of Fear, and so much of it was about your intuition and listening to your intuition and how it's actually such a real thing. It's not just like women's magic. You know what I mean? Your brain constantly and like your eyes, like you're constantly taking in so much information that consciously you're not aware of because it would literally be so overwhelming. Like even like your peripheral vision, like sometimes you see something but you're not like aware that you see it. It could be things like other people's micro expressions. Like you know when you get a vibe from someone and you're not really sure what it is, it's like your brain is picking up on body language and like things that they're doing that maybe you're not even aware of. So when your body knows that you're going to listen to those cues from anything from like going pee when you have to, or asking someone, hey, could you like open a window? Oh, I'm not okay with that. oh, let me actually leave now when I'm getting a bad feeling, it's just going to make your life so much easier, and you're just able to better speak up for yourself, advocate for yourself. And for the most part, there's an opportunity every day where you can practice doing this. So just getting in the habit, because when you practice it with small, easy day-to-day stuff, it becomes that much easier to apply it to bigger stuff. Another big thing, and I'm sure most of us know this, but grocery shopping and meal planning to an extent. I'm not one to like put all my meals in individual Tupperwares for each day. I feel like it gets old quick. I get sick of it. I don't like that. But doing things like knowing your proteins you're going to have that week. I like to make rice for a couple days, cook a few sweet potatoes I know I can have for a few days, and keeping your pantry and your fridge pretty much full of only whole, clean foods. Because I feel like it's so true for so many people. If it's in the house, you're gonna eat it. So not even buying the junk, not even buying the stuff that you know isn't good for you. And just having things on hand. Again, it's like thinking of your future self. If you've had a crazy busy day, the last thing you want to do is come home and cook. Like, I don't know about y'all, or like the meat's still in the freezer or something like that. So just knowing like, oh, I have some chicken that I made the other night and I have some rice I could heat up, or I made those sweet potatoes, I could like heat that up. All I have to do is like saute a veggie and I'm good to go. It saves so much time, and it just gets you on that track of making healthy eating, like almost automating it, like just making as many things in your life like you don't have to think about it. And obviously, like for some people, that's outsourcing work, that's having your groceries delivered, that's having a housekeeper, that's like, there's like a spectrum, If you're not in a position to have a private chef for every meal, you can schedule out when you're going to do your grocery shopping and just have a rough outline of your meals for that week. It really makes such a difference, because otherwise it's like you come home late, you're starving, you're annoyed, you don't have food, you're not in the mood to like cook or wait for something to defrost. Get your HelloFresh TBH for days like that. But oh, I already have food in the fridge that I made that's healthy, that is gonna taste good. Meal prep does not have to be this bland, like disgust, like ew. Also, another hack that I honestly love is if you have a Whole Foods in your town, they do like a protein in two sides for, it's like usually $12 to $15, I think, depending on the protein. It's never more than $14 or $15, and you get like a good meal. TBH, like they give you a good, I always get like chicken or salmon. They give you a good piece of that. They give you, and then it's like two sides. So it could be two carbs, it could be two veggies, it could be like either or. I love that because I feel like it's so worth that price, especially in New York City. If you're to like buy that amount of food somewhere, it's gonna be like at least $25 from a restaurant, like takeout. So great hack. And it's Whole Foods, so they're using like pretty good ingredients. Something else I do that just helps me stay on my good, positive vibes, getting ready every day. And that does not mean, for me at least, like full glam lashes, like full beat, full coverage foundation every day. But it does mean putting some thought into my makeup, my hair, and my outfit. Again, that could be a cozy, comfy outfit, but it's still gonna be put together. I put on my jewelry, I use good perfume every day. For the gym, I like to have a cute gym fit. Like, you do not have to spend so much money on a Lululemon outfit. Like, you can get some pretty good sets on Amazon or TikTok shop, TBH. Like, putting a little thought into how you look, your makeup, etc. I know, like, I remember I grew up in a smaller city. People weren't really chic there, like, no offense. Like, and so if you're not used to doing it, or you live somewhere like that where it's like people aren't really getting ready like that, maybe you'll feel a little awkward at first. But people honestly notice, and people do treat you better when you're like putting that effort into yourself. So it's like, even if you feel like you're gonna stand out, it's like good, stand out and be known for being chic. So those are my daily habits that keep me on track. Again, so much of building success, becoming that person that you want to be, locking in, it comes down to your little habits. It's so easy, especially with social media, to get caught up in people's huge success stories and like, oh my God, finally I made it. And like, that's not reality, And sure, you can have a really big moment of success and like really achieve something and yay, but it's not like that in reality. Success is built on little habits every single day. And that's the thing on social media. We're not seeing, people having to do the dishes at the end of the night, or people having to floss, hopefully they are. And so the day-to-day life for ourselves can feel a little dull or just boring, or like, why doesn't anything exciting happen to me? This person's on vacation all the time. It's like they're probably at home, but like literally just posting old pics. So setting your life up in a way where you're just keeping things in order, on track, and therefore making it easier for yourself to focus on your dreams and goals, and having all those smaller steps lead up to that big progress. So I would love to hear what daily habits or micro habits you implement for yourself when you know you need to lock in, or just even on a day-to-day basis. Give yourself some credit, because again, it's so easy to push aside everything we have done and only focus on like what we're not doing, what we could be doing better. And obviously that's necessary sometimes. We need self-reflection. We need to look at what we could be doing better, TBH. We need to also have a moment for ourselves of like, shout out to me, I did this and this and this. It's so easy for things to seem regular when we've already accomplished it or done it. But it's like at one point you weren't doing that. At one point that was new to you, that was like hard for you maybe. So just really stepping back and showing yourself some gratitude and appreciation goes a long way and calms your nervous system. Again, mind-body connection, self-trust. That's really what it all comes down to. So I wanted to talk about a few clips I saw that stood out to me this week. One of them was a Louise Hay clip. She's an author, a speaker. She owns a publishing company called Hay House. She was basically talking about taking a few moments before you go to work, or before you start your day, or before you do something, to take some breaths, recenter yourself, and send love to the world, basically whoever or whatever you're going to be dealing with that day specifically. So she gave the example of, she got up in the morning, she was so stressed out, had all these problems at work, oh my God, was just so in her head, irritated. She got in her car to drive to work, and then she was like, I don't want to get on the road in this mindset. So she took a moment, took some breaths, sent love to everyone else out on the road, sent love to the world, got herself in a calmer mind state. Her drive to work was effortless, beautiful, no traffic. Once she got there, half the problems had already been taken care of. Someone had put an orchid on her desk. And I think it's so true. It's not about like altering reality with your mind, but low key, like, reality is what you make it. So if you're in a PMS mindset, which obviously like we can't control, but if you're going into a situation already feeling irritated and annoyed, the slightest thing could set you off, you're gonna low key be looking for problems. Like, I could be on a crowded train and in a good mood, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so just like New York. Like, I love everyone. Oh my God, humanity. Like, this is like great. And I'm just listening to music in my own world. Like, if someone pushes me, it's kind of like, ugh, but it's like not like, I'm not like, ugh. Versus if I'm in a bad mood, already irritated, it's like everything someone is doing. Like, what's a classic example is like someone and their friends laughing. And it's like, if you're in a good mood, you're like, oh, like friendship, the beauty of humanity. And if someone is laughing with their friends loudly in public and you're in a bad mood, it's like, oh my God, shut the. So much is just your own perspective and mindset. So I just thought this was such a good reminder, because it's so easy to just get in your head and be annoyed by circumstances out of our control, be annoyed by people. Don't get me wrong, it's fine to be annoyed. But when you can just take a few moments to recenter yourself, it's not like you need to be love and light at all times. That's unrealistic. But just feeling better for yourself so you have a better, easier day. Okay, another thing I wanted to talk about, I have not really been keeping up with the Kardashians' new show on Hulu. Honestly, I think it's kind of boring. Like, I love old seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I just think it's so funny. Like, it's iconic. That era of reality TV too is just like my fave. Anyway, I keep seeing clips from their new season. I guess a new season came out. But it's like Kourtney being a hater for no reason. But Kourtney's going on like this whole thing where she's like, I just can't wear outfits like that anymore. And she's talking about Khloe and Kim, who are like at, I don't know what kind of family event it is, but they're wearing like dresses and heels, like normal girly pops. And Kourtney's wearing like her oversized outfit, and she's just, she low-key, I think, kind of starts an argument with them, because she's just like, I just can't wear stuff like that. I think I watched part of her interview on Khloe's podcast, but it's just like, why does this girl have such an attitude with everything if you're the one that's like so pro therapy and like, healing from these traumatic events and like overcoming things? It's like, why are you literally so rude to everyone around you? And honestly, it gives like, she's still resentful of the fact that she has to be on camera and like film, but it's like, okay, so then don't. Because there was even a clip of her, she was like promoting her gummy brand on IG stories or something. And it was just the most half-assed video ever. And she's like asking her assistant, like, oh, what day does it come out again? But she like keeps it all in. And they're literally in the background telling her, like, oh, you should restart the video. And she's like, no, it's fine. I also remember from the Chloe's podcast, they were talking about parenting styles, and Chloe is known for being like a really good mom and like very scheduled and regimented with her kids, which like I like that. Like that's how I would be. That's kind of how I was raised. That is how I was raised. So, period. And Kourtney's talking about like she's like we just go off the baby's cues and like I'm really into attachment parenting, so it's like you just are there for them as much as you can be. Like he took a 5-hour nap on me today and I just like didn't move. Can I just tell you from personal experience babysitting and nannying, like the parents that don't have a schedule for their kids, no offense, like if this is you, but their kids are like the most difficult to deal with, and the parents are the most difficult because it's like it's that vibe of like we're just like so laid back and like but then I think what it really is like a lack of boundaries because I also remember like the kids in school who had really helicopter parents or like I don't know, there would be kids where their parents would like come to lunch like literally in middle school. Like she was saying this parenting style, attachment style is like to build confidence for your kid, but it's like if you're doing everything for your kid, if you're always with them, that literally they never learn how to do anything on their own as they get older. And like obviously I'm not saying abandon your child. You know, like people get so touchy on this. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Like, oh my God, I'm not like coming for anyone. But I think what I'm getting at is like it's a lack of boundaries because it's also like Kourtney's other children, like her first set of kids, have literally been known for being horrible to their nannies and like monster. There's been like stories about this. And I think also a big example is her PDA with Travis is really a lack of boundaries. Like, why are you doing this around your kids? Like, full making out, like, not like a kiss. Like, I think it's fine to show affection to your partner in front of your family, your kids. Like, it's normal and, like, you know, but if you're like making out where everyone is like voicing how uncomfortable they are, but you keep doing it, that's a lack of a boundary. To me, it's like she obviously doesn't want to be a part of this world. And that's where so many of their fights came before in earlier seasons. Like, do you remember Kourtney and Kim's literal physical altercation where there was like makeup on the wall? I think it was because of that. Like, Kourtney was like, I'm really unhappy filming. I don't want to be on camera. And like, I don't know why it's like she decided to overcome that. Like, why are you still on the show then? If you obviously don't want to be here, you're like talking shit about everyone, but yet you're like preaching therapy and like, oh, like mom just doesn't want to. If you don't want to do it, set that boundary for yourself. I don't want to do it. And if you are going to do it because of whatever, maybe they agreed to your terms or you need the money or whatever, it's like, then don't come in there with an attitude and just act resentful of everyone or like your sisters who do want to do it and who are there. So yeah, it just reminds me also like kind of just the whole like no boundaries thing. It reminds me a lot of people from the vegan era or like more specifically kind of the spiritual like you know people that are like one love like hippies like but then they literally have no boundaries and they're rude to people around them because they take and take and take. They have no boundaries for themselves or others. They don't know what's okay and what's not. So they're taking advantage of other people and like just like using people, but it's like under this guise of like spirituality or like, oh, we're just like so pure with one with the earth. Or in this case, like I love therapy. I'm so different from you guys, but it's like you're literally coming across rude. Like it doesn't matter what your aesthetic is. If you're rude and not, you know, setting good boundaries for yourself, that's gonna come across no matter what. Like it doesn't matter if you're wearing heels and a dress, babe. I do love that aspect of reality TV. I think it's like people love a story, and I know I love like the psychological element of it. Like that's honestly why I love Jersey Shore. I haven't honestly watched it in a minute, but it's just like all these dynamics and like relationships with people have with one another and like just seeing like how people act. I think it's so interesting, and I think a lot of people feel like that. And that's why reality TV is such a hit success. Like, I low-key hate when people look down on reality TV because it's like, you don't get it. Like, it's not just trash. Like, I love Real Housewives, you know, because it's like, it's a story and like, it's like psychological, like it's how people like are interacting with one another. Like it's interesting. But I would love to hear your thoughts on that. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the new season because I honestly just don't really care. I wanted to take a quick break to shout out Thrive Market. Y'all already know this is one of my favorite places to shop for curated groceries, organic products, groceries, and snacks online. Everything is super curated, affordable, and it's way easier than getting to the store. It's also so great for the holidays because they have so many niche items and great things for like charcuterie boards, body products, gifts, different beverages, different holiday snacks. It's so fun. And right now you can get 30% off your first order as well as a $60 free gift using my link below. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. Bring something fun and fresh to your next holiday party, or if you're hosting, you can get so many cute things on there. So definitely take advantage of this offer. So this past week, actually probably like over a week ago, I did an IG post that was kind of like, oh, my story. And I just kind of talked about like my journey, and there was like a post referencing the vegan days. So thank you so much for all the comments on that post, because so many people were like, oh, I followed you since then, or like for so long. So thank you. That really means a lot. We've come such a long ways. But it was so interesting making that post and kind of reflecting on all the different eras. Like that era was low-key crazy. It's just crazy how many people were doing that, and like it's just crazy how influential that was. Like and it's crazy because, like, nobody had a degree in nutrition. Like, nobody was trained. Like, the banana girl herself wasn't, like... So it's, like, all of this is just going on nothing. Like, it's based on nothing. Kind of iconic, honestly. And it's just also crazy. Like, this is another topic. But it is crazy how many adults were, like, clout chasing me. And I was, like, 17. And it's just like, that's not appropriate or okay. Why were you guys wanting to hang out with a 17-year-old? That's so weird. Like, clout is crazy. But yeah, it's crazy because like I have been like this forever. Even like, obviously that was such an odd era, but it's still like low-key aligned to me now. But literally, I have videos from 2012. This is why I don't stay up late. Let's get healthy and fit. How to healthy lunch for school. Like, new to this, not no, true to this, not new to this, you know? I'm gonna answer a few questions before we close the episode out. How do you deal with comparison on social media when you're trying to focus on you? You gotta reduce that screen time, girl. Like, TBH, you gotta unfollow people. If you're getting a bad feeling from someone, it literally doesn't have to be personal. It doesn't have to be like you don't like them. It could just literally be like anything that's kind of putting you in that place of like feeling bad about yourself, comparing yourself. Don't watch it. Because there's a difference of watching someone that you admire and you feel like inspired after. It makes you want to be better and do better. But then there's like people who maybe you just feel jealous of, or like something about them just brings you down a little, even if like it's again, it's not like you necessarily dislike them, but energetically you feel off. Mute if you can't unfollow, you know, not interested, because that's ultimately not going to be productive to your journey, your mindset. How do you stop feeling guilty for not being productive 24/7? You have to look at rest as productive. You have to look at spending time with your friends and loved ones as productive. Because sometimes that's just how our minds are. Like, as a type A, like, obviously there's things you can do to relax and like get in your body and like not base your work towards not basing your worth on like how much you do. But sometimes you're just like organized, and it's like I just literally in my mind, like I have a calendar. I think it's basically like assigning meaning to things, because if you feel like you want to take a nap but you're like, oh no, like I should be productive, like I should be working on this or that, or I should be cleaning or like that, it's like the meaning of this nap is that I'm restoring my body. It's like kind of finding a why for everything. Or like saying you say you're getting drinks with the girlies, and it's like maybe in your mind you're like, oh my God, like I shouldn't be doing this, or like I shouldn't, like, I don't know, it's like bad if I'm drinking. Like, obviously if it's bad you're literally drinking and you have a problem, like that's one thing. But if you're like, sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, the protein synthesis, like or like, oh my God, like is this gonna affect my sleep score, you know? But it's like I'm building the meaning, and the why of this is I'm building memories with my friends, and like we're making a memory. I'm getting out of the house. I'm looking cute. This is what being young is all about. So that is something that just helps me because again, like if you have that kind of mindset, it is very easy to like feel like I should be working at all times or like cleaning or like just doing something quote unquote productive. But that is going to lead to burnout and like what? Like you're not living your life fully. So just assigning meaning to rest, romanticizing rest. Like if you're taking a nap, it's like, ah, what a great thing. I have the time to be able to do this right now. Like, yay, aesthetic. Like, oh my God, I'm resting. My body and my hormones are so happy. Yay. So, just kind of looking at it from that lens, at least is what has helped me. What are your 2026 It Girl predictions? I feel like I need time to think about this. Maybe we'll talk about this like in a future episode closer to New Year's. But I do think, hmm. It's hard to say. I'm not a trend predictor. I just go off vibes. I feel like there's been this trend of people being more real. I think specifically of like Stassi Baby admitting she's getting her BBL reduced or whatever. I don't know if she got literal injections. I don't know. Whereas in the past, like nobody would ever admit they got anything done. I feel like that's kind of been a trend for the past couple years, though. I wonder when things are gonna change because we're like low-key in this conservative era of like, you know what I mean? Like the milkmaid dresses and like soft girl era and like when are we gonna get back to the girl boss or like the 2010s like Jersey Shore literally like partying and like bright colors and like dressing more slutty and like when are we gonna get back to that? Like will it be next year? I don't know. Okay, TBH, y'all. I am about to make a steak tonight. My potatoes are in the oven. I'm so excited. I'm gonna saute a little bok choy. So thank you so much to everyone, by the way, who's reached out about health coaching. I have so many discovery sessions tomorrow, so I'm so blessed. Share this podcast with somebody who may need to hear it. Leave your thoughts down below, and don't forget to follow for more weekly episodes. Bye, guys.